All right, it's everybody's favorite part of the show, listener submissions. AITA for wanting to spend more time with my family this holiday, continuing our holiday
It
theme.
came in clutch. It came in at like 2 in the afternoon. And I was like, oh, wow, thank God. And it was holiday themed. It was amazing.
Wow. My boyfriend and I have been together for 4 years. Each Thanksgiving, we have lunch with my sisters and their families at my dad's house. And we do a formal Thanksgiving dinner at my boyfriend's house. For Christmas, it's usually a bit more difficult as we have to split the entire day with multiple people. I have 3 sisters, 2 with kids. My oldest sister moved across the country last year and is finally flying back to spend Christmas with us. She also has had another daughter, so I have a niece I haven't met. I want to spend as much time with my family because we're rarely all together. Okay. I went to my boyfriend's house to tell his family about my Christmas plan. His aunt flies in Christmas Day, so I wanted to see if we could meet with my family before she gets in. The plan was to spend Christmas Eve at my dad's, as all of my sisters and their families were going to spend the night there. Then we would be at my dad's house for Christmas morning. We would leave for my mom's house, which is an hour away, around 11 a.m., and then my boyfriend's aunt gets in around 12:15 p.m.-ish, and the airport is still an hour or so away from their home. The plan would then be to leave my mom's house around 3 or 4, so we would get back to my boyfriend's family in time for Christmas dinner around 7. Good God, Sarah.
I know, I'm fucking tired.
I am so tired. Overall, I felt like we had created a good plan that gave each parent and family ample time to celebrate the holiday, as my parents are divorced and his are not. When we told my boyfriend's mom, she got upset. She said she wanted all of us to be together during Christmas at their house, and that it would be unfair to spend the morning/afternoon with my parents. She also is upset because this is the first Christmas without her sister and her mom, so all of her family on her side has passed away. I told her I could change the timing of the schedule, but I would need to talk to my 3 sisters. My boyfriend defended me, saying that it's very hard for all of my family to find time in their schedule that work for them, but she kept reiterating that she wanted the family she had left together. The family she had left, right? Because her sister and mom passed away.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm just trying to keep all this in my head. She ultimately called us assholes about the situation and stormed off into the garage. I don't know why it's relevant that it was a garage, but she was pissed. Every holiday, and it was echoey, every holiday I compromise and make sure that we spend a majority of the time on the day of the holiday with my boyfriend's family. Last year, we did Christmas at my dad's house in the morning for an hour and spent the rest of the entire day at his house for his family, so I felt that she would be a little more understanding with my family and how big we are. I feel bad that I have a large family compared to her, where she literally lost the only family she had. However, I do not know how I'm able to fix the situation without cutting time from either side for the holiday. AITA for ultimately wanting to spend more time with my family, even though it means taking my boyfriend away from his family for a portion of the day.
I feel ready to come for OP, and not just because I'm annoyed at like how intricate this was.
Good God.
But also, like, I have friends like this who are extremely unrealistic about the way time works. And it's like, if you're at an event with people that you like your family, it's kind of rude to be there for like an hour. And like, you're not going to want to leave, and it's not going to be fun, and you're not going to be able to enjoy it because you're just thinking about like, oh, I got to leave in like an hour. I got to leave in 45 minutes. Like, OP is doing way too much.
Yeah, and likewise, I think that's a really good observation about time. I think
Thank you.
The
Wow, so deep.
reverse is also true, right? Like, if you and I spend 5 hours together
Recording this podcast.
it
like
won't
today.
be a massive difference in like whatever we're gaining from that hang than 9 hours. I think it works on both sides, right?
Oh, okay.
Like if you, like I've spent,
It's like a bell curve.
yeah, it's kind of like there's a sweet spot. Like, and I feel like usually I hit the sweet spot with friends. Like, it's like if you go out for dinner, that's 2 hours, and then you take a good long walk after you're at 3 hours. I kind of feel like 3 hour hang is great.
Yeah, but I do feel like when you make a lot of plans back to back And even if you are only allotting 3 hours, let's say, but I think you spend the whole time focused on where you have to be next, that you're not going to like enjoy the time with your family.
No, 1 hour is a fuck you. If I went through the trouble of meeting with someone and we meet for an hour, I'm like, why? Like, why do we? I better be in a convenient place then.
I know. I only do that if I like have to like get lunch with someone or something. Yeah. Like I have an hour, like during the workday. I mean.
Right. Or someone I kind of hate, and I'm just like,
yeah, and you're like, oh, please, like from your high school or something.
But then always you start to have fun in the last 10 minutes, and you're like, I really actually have to
go.
And
then you're like, we should do this again, and then they hit you up on it, and you're like, no.
Yeah, or like you're like, well, I have to go. I have a podcast, and then they're like, well, do you want to? And then you're like, fuck my podcast, fuck Danny. And then they're like, you want to violently make out? And you're like, that's such a turn off. And then you're late.
And I never heard from him again.
Top FB comment by Myrna F is literally everyone skipping over the part where they write, quote, every holiday I compromise and make sure we spend a majority of the time on the day of the holiday with my boyfriend's family. This is a running theme with his mother. This isn't about being near her family. This is about controlling her adult son and his partner. And if her BF didn't want to hang out with the partner's family too, he wouldn't be so persistently defending them. He clearly wants to be with their family as well. Otherwise, OP would have said, my boyfriend wants to know if he can skip mine to hang out with his mom. He clearly doesn't want to. Okay, I feel like that's kind of on point.
That's interesting. I don't know like how clear it is, but I agree because like the obvious solution is for them to just spend the holidays apart. Like
that was like, my first thought.
She's like crisscrossing state lines, like on this intense schedule. I don't know. I'm just making that up. But like she's on this intense schedule where everyone gets like 3 hours and 37 minutes, and then we got to drive, and then we got to do this. And it's like, that is so much effort. Like just split up. You're not married. It's okay.
Right. But I think Myrna's onto something. I think he wants to be with her and her shit, you know?
Yeah. I mean, the mom is sounding a little overbearing right now.
Yeah, well, you know, and I feel like we've dealt with this before, but I do feel like, look, she needs to bend, right? She needs to give some kind of bend. Mom is hurting, and look, she may be controlling, she may be a piece of shit, but obviously they're still on speaking terms. And look, this is brutal. It's her first, it's her first big day without who'd she lose in her life?
Mom and her sister. And her mom. Here's my thing: she has no other family, so she's like not. Like, she has no accompanying people. So why can't they just, like, invite the mom to whatever the girlfriend's doing, and then they're not going to have to, like, shuttle all around town?
Yeah, I feel like mom is going to be like, well, I'm making turkey or something.
I know, but at some point, especially they've been dating for 4 years, like, why don't all your parents hang out? I don't know. Yeah,
I mean, if I were OP, I would just give mom a serious bend of some kind, like, whatever, reach in her direction a little bit more.
She's already doing it.
I feel like it's pretty reasonable. I actually feel like the day she set up was pretty dang reasonable.
It was. Wait, you think she should be more reasonable?
I don't know. I'm saying give mom something. Well, I'm saying that mom is like a special person in this situation. I don't know.
The boyfriend's mom? She's already bending over backwards. I don't know what more she could do.
It kind of feels like she is, because isn't she going to one of her parents' house for only an hour?
She did that on Thanksgiving, which ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Basically, she's going to her dad's.
We can't dive into the logistics.
It's just, I can't do it anymore, but like she's spending half of Christmas with her dad, like a third of Christmas with her mom, and then 2/3 or whatever with the boyfriend's mom.
Yeah.
And I don't think she can really give any more than that.
I'm just saying, look, if mom is getting mad and mom has lost her sister, maybe get her an extra gift. Like, do something. I don't know. That's my best advice for her, because it sounds like timing-wise, I have never had a plan this complicated in my entire life.
That's what I'm saying. This is a nightmare. I also think you're just setting yourself up to fail, because I'm just like imagining Monica planning, I think it was Phoebe's wedding, where like everything was timed to the minute, and she's like, Phoebe, you spent 30 seconds too long in the bathroom. This throws off my entire timeline. I'm imagining like this happening where like, I don't know, what if the car breaks down? What if there's traffic? Like now your entire intricate Christmas is thrown into disarray.
Amy C writes, you're not the asshole for wanting to spend time with your family. Why MBTA?
You might be the asshole?
You might be the asshole if you insist your boyfriend join you. I assume you see him every day. You can miss half a day to let his mom not feel sad during a sensitive time.
Yes, but I don't think that this is what's happening here, but if it was, then she'd be the asshole. But
yeah, I mean, I would. That's another way she can be like, look, why don't you just go with your mom?
That's what I would say.
He probably doesn't want to. Tracy R says, you can't please everyone, especially when someone is being unreasonable, but you're going to break your back if you keep trying to bend over backwards for everyone else.
See?
And then the title here is a little weird. AITA for wanting to spend more time with my family this holiday. Well, of course you're not an asshole for wanting to do that.
Right.
I mean, I don't have any. I feel like OP is trying their best. Good Lord. I
don't think
can't come
OP
for
could
them.
try any. In fact, OP is doing too much. Like, I think just do less. There's a simpler solution.
I think mom is hurt. I think she's in a hurt place. I mean, I can't imagine anything worse. I've never, she's lost 2 people that are extremely close to her. So, like, she doesn't want to be alone for a single second. Of course she doesn't. Honestly, I'm ready to come for the boyfriend. Unless the boyfriend has some serious qualms with mommy, then he should spend the day with her because...
Yeah, it's kind of like, why has this... On the one hand, it's kind of nice that the boyfriend's mom considers the girlfriend, like, a family.
Yeah.
So that is kind of sweet, but also like, yes. What?
I think
I'm tired.
I guess I'm gonna say NTA. No, I also say no assholes here, but if anything, push that boyfriend into hanging out with mom.
Just split up for the holidays.
Just
It's
split
not
up.
you'll survive. It's 2 days.
All right. Well, I just had a little something. I guess I cried the other morning. I told you about this, Sarah. I cried. I was reading a book. I think it's rare for a book to make someone
I was
cry.
gonna say, you did not tell me that you cried.
Yeah, it's not really relevant to being... This isn't really an asshole-related story, but I guess maybe the listeners might like to know that I can cry, and I can
Yes,
feel...
Danny has emotions.
I mean, I cry when people hurt my feelings, but that's not very likable. But no, I'm reading this book about it's called Being Mortal, and it's about old people, essentially.
Aw.
And, well, being an old person is pretty shitty. I don't know if you've heard about this.
I never heard of what it's old.
I mean, it's kind of cool in a way because you can just hang out. And old people actually don't worry about their future. They become very focused on the present. And they become very focused on just enjoying themselves because they have no future.
Wow.
Which is a bad way to put it. But like that's essentially what it is. Yeah, like in your 30s and your 40s and even your 50s, you're kind of building something.
Yeah.
If you're like me, you piddled away your 20s. You wasted the whole damn thing.
Same.
But now you're like, holy shit, I need to save money. Gah!
Yeah, you're like, help.
But yeah, so the part that made me cry is, old folks' homes are like really shitty. Like nursing homes are really shitty.
Yeah.
They're depressing, and all the people are like lonely. I forget. There's like a plague of emotions. I think it's like like loneliness and boredom and one other one and anxiety or something like that. But this doctor had a radical solution, and it was very funny because he like presented it to the other 2 doctors there. And there were very strict rules about what you can have in these homes. I think it's actually an assisted living home, not nursing home, which is like a little bit of a step down. And he was like, well, the law says you can only have 1 dog or 1 cat. And he's like, what if we have 2 dogs? And the other doctors are like, oh, okay, that's against... they were applying for a grant, by the way. It's a grant for originality, so you have to have or innovation. So
that's it? 2 dogs? That's the grant?
Well, yeah, so the other doctors are like, two dogs, okay, that's an innovation, we guess. And he's like, okay, cool. And what if we have 2 cats per floor? They're like, 4 cats? And he's like, yeah. 2 dogs and 4 cats. And they're like, that seems like a lot of animals.
In everyone's room, or what's he saying?
2 dogs and 4 cats total. And then he goes, and also 100 parakeets. And they're like, 100 parakeets? What is wrong with you?
No.
But he made them all agree. He got the doctors on board. And basically this doctor who proposed the idea, his background, he was like a homesteader and he had his own farm.
Okay.
And so like he was like really into self-sufficiency, but he believed that farms were filled with life. And so they put all the animals in this assisted living home. And when
100 parakeets.
When they got the birds, they didn't have any cages for them. They had to build the cages, and so they just put 100 parakeets like in this room in the facility, and then all the nurses had to scramble and build all the cages, and for the whole day.
Why? Okay, whatever.
Because they had to put the birds in cages because they were
why were the nurses building the cages?
Well, who else is going to build them? The nurses and
why couldn't you just order them? If I was a nurse, I'd be like,
you think a parakeet comes in a cage? Like
you can order bird cages. It's the internet.
They did. They ordered the bird cages, but they weren't built.
Oh, they came in parts. I see what you're saying.
So they had to build all the bird cages, and the whole day, all the old people would just walk by and laugh at the nurses, and they were like
mean.
doubling over laughing. And so then they gave every room had a parakeet in it, and the old people loved the birds, and it made them happy. It gave them something to care about and be invested in. I'm gonna start crying. I'm starting to cry as I think about it. So I don't know. It just made me happy. I thought it was a sweet story. That's
Aw.
Being Mortal. Really interesting book. Kind of depressing because you're going to think about dying a whole lot.
Yeah, I'm good on that. Thanks.
Well, kind of a weird way to end the pod, but have a
Super
happy
weird.
holidays. We're all going to die, baby. We'll see you on the other side.
Oh my
and
God.
I guess I should announce we're probably going to miss a few episodes here with the holidays, but
Yep.
if you want more AITA, there is more. That's right, on our Patreon. Patreon.com/AITA pod. And we'd really appreciate it. It'd be a nice little Christmas gift if you maybe signed up for the old subscription. And we're having a call-in show on January 6th.
Oh.
Or 7th. I don't know.
7th.
Whatever. We'll have it on the Patreon. Look on it. All right, guys. Have a good one. Love you. Bye.